When we talk about dysfunction, polarization, government not working, as I've said before, sometimes it just comes down to pure voting. People have to vote. Unfortunately, people in our country don't vote in relatively large numbers. Many countries have surpassed us, and in the last election for president, the turnout was somewhere around 58% of all eligible voters. Just not good enough. Even then, we've barely scratched 60% in recent elections. I think the Obama campaign in '08 against John McCain was the last one that was over 60%. So we don't vote. And if you're unhappy with government, if you want there to be a change in dysfunction, you've got to figure out a way to send a message to the people who are in office, and they've got to stop the dysfunction. So you have to vote. If you're going to vote, the first step is to register. Now, a lot of states make it hard to register because that's part of the incumbency protection plan. But many states have modernized, and a lot of them are now allowing online voting. I strike that. A lot of them are now allowing online registration. So there's no excuse for not registering, and then there's no excuse for not voting. What I thought we'd do today is take a quick look at some of the battleground states, the ones that are going to make the difference in this year's presidential election, and look at the registration dates. So for those of you that live in these battleground states, it's just not too late. You can still register. In fact, in most states, you can still register up until even late October rather. The election's in November. I'm having a bad day today. And you can actually, in most states, still register in person up until Election Day. So again, you've got to get registered, but there's really no excuse not to register, and particularly in these battleground states. So let's take a quick look, and you'll get an idea of the deadlines. And if you live in a battleground state, we're taping in Colorado right now, get out and register. So here are the main battleground states. Florida, October 11th. You can register by mail or in person. And you'll notice I didn't say online there. If it doesn't say online, it means you can't register online in that state. Colorado, again, the state we're in now, up until October 31st, you can still register by mail or online. Michigan and Ohio, similar to Florida, are also states where you have until October 11th. It could be by mail or in person in both Michigan, Ohio. So Michigan, Ohio, and Florida, you'll have until October 11th. Those are the closest states. Nevada, another battleground state. Here's one where you can register online, and you have until October 18th. North Carolina, very important state, very tight now in the polling. You can register through the mail or in person. You have until October 14th. Virginia, October 17th. Wisconsin, October 19th. And in both cases, Virginia and Wisconsin, they allow online registration. So anywhere from the 11th to all the way to the 31st in Colorado, you can still register in all these battleground states, and in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, you can still register online. So it's absolutely critical that you register and then turn out to vote. 60% turnout is just not adequate. And in a time when we have, quite frankly, two presidential candidates who are the least disliked in the history of the United States, and if nothing else, they're trying to convince you how horrible the other one's going to be, maybe you should decide which one is more horrible and then go vote. Please vote in November. Please register. Please vote. Thank you.